Right, we're going live. So I've been spending the last 10-15 minutes doing a sound check. Sometimes the mic works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm gonna have to contact the manufacturer and see like what's the deal. Uh, just because, I prefer the sound when it works. It really works well, and when it doesn't, I'm better off, not trying anything. Let's check to see if I have any audio feedback here. So this is the mic showing that there is sound coming in. So hopefully people will join us in a moment. I am on a little early just to see if there are some technical issues. So that if I have to ditch the mic like I have in the last two streams, I will do that, and I'll just do my best to project my voice, which is what I used to do anyway. But when the mic works, the audio quality is much better, and that makes for a much better quality video overall. Like the first thing, I know a lot of people who stream, they think, oh, I need better camera, better lighting. Those are important, sure. I'm just using my laptop for my camera. And lighting, I don't have too many options. I was playing with that too while I was doing sound check. But the third thing, that the easiest thing you can do to up the quality of anything that you do online is getting good sound, good mic. Because if the sound is not good, people don't want to watch the video. If it has any audio, portions to it all, which of course an instructional video would. So let's see how we're doing here. Come up. We've got 2 playbacks so far. Awesome. So we're almost up at the top of the hour, and I'll wait to start for another minute or two. So one of the things, this is the second month in a row where the first day of the month is also a Tuesday, so this has snuck up on me again. I didn't do the proper promotion last week for the live stream, but go ahead and mark your calendars and let that it's going to be the first Tuesday, unless something crazy happens, or if it's some sort of weird holiday. But oddly enough, not too many holidays fall on Tuesday, except every couple years, New Year's and Christmas might. But those are never on the first Tuesday, except for maybe New Year's. So I see we've got a viewer on. Hello, the internet. Welcome to Tai Chi Tuesday. I hope you are having a pleasant day or evening or morning, depending on where in the world you are today. So one of the things, when you come on, if you can hear me, or particularly if you can't hear the sound or the sound is scratchy, let me know in the comments. I will be periodically checking those. I think it has to do something with positioning of how the wire lays, because this is kind of inflexible, and I guess there's little kinks on the inside, and we'll see. In which case I need a better way to store these. The case, you'd have to wrap it all up. So let me know that in the comments if you can hear me. What we're going to be focusing on today is Qigong, more so than little forms. Although a lot of what we do on this channel is technically more Qigong than it is, Tai Chi in general. And that has to do with, staying in frame. So the forms that I do are to move from side to side. And a lot of forms in Tai Chi move like across the floor, and then they come back to the starting place, or they kind of go in a sort of a squared space where there's rotations. Well, good morning. Hello, Marie. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me. Hopefully, as I move, it doesn't upset the audio quality. So a lot of what we are going to be doing today is the Qigong that I particularly learned with my first teacher. So very much focused, at least the Qi raisers, working with the muscle groups and using the muscle groups to raise heat in the body, to keep that heat in the body, and then circulate it. So just with our movement. But as well, it's really difficult to convey in a short class, because an hour is not very much to get everything done once you add in the warm-up, all the stuff that we do, and then the cool down and the seated qigong at the end. That's a lot to fit into 1 hour. So to give you some context, my teacher used to have, between 2 and 3 hour classes. There was a break, of course, in between, bathroom, get drinks, and, a little talk at the end. And, the series that we're going to be doing today, he had us do once for those 3 hours, 2.5, and he had us go through it, and each time we finished, he said, now go back and do that half that speed. So we did that 3 or 4 times. At the end of that, we felt completely different in our minds and in our bodies. So even though these are very simple movements, there are things that you can do with them to deepen the practice and to have a shift kind of in your consciousness. Just using the breath in the body. So that's, always something to keep in mind. Beyond the health benefits, you can do a lot of inner work with this. That said, let's go over a few ground rules for class. Number 1, if it hurts, stop doing it, even if I tell you to. Number 2, if you feel like you're about to lose your balance, stop what you're doing. Grab a hold of something, preferably not another student. And number 3, don't compare yourself to anybody else, especially me. And then you're also going to want to have some water close by. I'll be taking sips, and I'll be checking comments from time to time to make sure that everything's okay, or to see if there's any questions. All right, that said, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to stand up and make sure this is aligned. I'm sure it is not. I always have to adjust the camera down. I should say the screen down so that I am in frame. And yeah. All right. So let's begin with our standing posture, which is feet shoulder width apart. And now let's see, slight bend in the knees, gently align the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead. As you breathe, you're going to breathe in through the nose, down into the abdomen. Expand through the chest, and then finally out through the mouth. So let's just relax. If you feel tightness, sometimes if we've been under a lot of stress, we can have tightness in the abdomen, tightness in the chest. And, don't try to push the breath in there, but just, as you expand and notice, invite that breath in and relax the muscles. You can always use the ha sound to also help slow down and relax. If depending on when you're viewing this, you might have come in from a hectic day, or you're just trying to slow down. The sound, the fire breath, the ha sound is really good for that. So now let's go ahead and bring our hands to chest level. Come into bear embraces the tree. Now, try not to bring the shoulders up. We don't want to stress them. We want to keep the shoulders down a bit and back. And if you want to have that rounding out, come from the wrists and the forearms so that the palms are facing the chest, the pinkies closer in, the thumbs more away. Double check. I'm trying to see if I've got, nice parallel feet. Sometimes one of my feet wants to turn out. And then, tuck the tailbone in slightly. Don't really, ram it. You don't want to tense the buttocks too much, but you just want to gently tuck the tailbone in, pointing in kind of in between the feet, that space between, so that you can lengthen the spine and bring the head level so that those 3 centers really are in alignment. We tend to pronate forward with our chest and our head. And this pose, bear embraces the tree, really helps to counteract that, to get us in better alignment. And this can feel very awkward, and sometimes even it can strain a little bit on the muscles if you're very, if you're tight or, hyperextended in some areas and they've kind of shortened, and if your muscles have shortened in other areas due to posture. So this is a good practice. So if you can, just hold it, when you first start, hold it for a minute, and then you can maybe build up to a little bit longer. All right, but we're going to transition out of that to pressing up the sky. So chest open, shoulders wide, palms up. Try not to get the shoulders by the ears. We really want to have this just slightly up above the head, and then turn the head up if you can and look up in between the palms. If you're too tight there, if it's too much, you can always look forward or maybe turn the head from side to side to loosen. But let's just go ahead and circle the arms back down, bring them an inch or two below the navel to dantian, your center of gravity. And on the exhalation, you're going to roll dantian over to one side, making a shallow arc with the hips. And inhale, roll back to center. Exhale, now roll to the other side. Inhale to the center and exhale to the side. Inhale, come to the center and exhale to the side. To the center and exhale to the side. And now as you come to one side, you're going to turn from the waist, pivot on the heel, and turn and look towards the wall. And if you've done this correctly, all your weight will be on the other leg. That heel should turn like a ball bearing. And it is from the waist, the movement. We shift over with that shallow arc. Exhale. And turn from the waist. Inhale to the center, exhale to the side, and turn from the waist. I just realized something I could do, I should try for next month, is to set the laptop a little lower because you don't need all the feet of space above my head. Inhale to the center and exhale to the side so I can set that angle. Okay, let's come back to center. Now let's bring our hands in front, curl your fingers over your thumbs, bend forward, and as you inhale, open the chest. Drive the shoulder blades back, and as you exhale, make this hissing sound as you curl back in. It's the metal sound. Inhale and open. And exhale. Curl back in. Inhale and open. And exhale. Curl back in. Inhale and open. And exhale. Inhale and open. And exhale. Curl back in. And now come back to center. We may play a little bit with the elemental sounds today. But first, let's bring our arms out to our sides. Make an O with your fingers and your thumbs. Let your hands drop down. Start to turn from the waist. Letting the arms swing freely. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Let the turning of the waist generate the movement. And just breathe normally, or comfortably, I should say, with this movement. And now go ahead and come across the rib cage. After we get through this series, I'm going to check comments again, make sure this audio is still holding. And now we're going to go ahead and come across the chest. And we're hitting lung points here. So it's very natural for you to have to sometimes cough or clear your throat. Like that. We're also here, where I am, about coming into a seasonal transition with the equinox this month. Of course, if you're not watching this live, or you're watching this a different part of the year, this may not apply to you. But it's always good to do, Qigong and focus there, giving ourselves a little extra rest, and also, taking a little bit more care when we move from one season into another, because the body has to transition. Our metabolism has to transition as well, either producing more heat or expelling more heat, depending on the season. And now let's give ourselves, whoops, I think I hit the mic there, a pat on the back. And now come back across the chest. Come back across the rib cage. And come back down to the hips and the tailbone. And slowly come to a stop. Now let's bring our hands to our lower back and let's vigorously rub up and down, warming that lower back, warming the kidneys. And because it's a more temperate day today where I am, our furnace is not going as much, so it's kind of cool down here. And then we're going to pat down the outside of the legs and come up the inside, circling the abdomen. And then back to the back. Come down the outside of the legs, come up the inside, circling. And then come back to the back. And come down the outside of the legs, come up the inside, and circle. All right, now let's lift one arm, take the other hand, gently tap down from the armpit to the waist. So we take a long time with our warm-ups. We do a lot of things, and a lot of the hitting that we do and tapping the different areas, sometimes like this one is to help the lymph drain and move. Sometimes we're tapping meridian points on the body. So you're going to feel for the collarbones next. Come just below and gently tap. This one's tricky with the mic there. And then come to the center of the sternum and tap. And come just below the chest and then out to the sides. Now let's bring the hands in front, become aware of the tingling in the palms, Up the arms, across the shoulders, down the spine, down through the legs. Bring your hands back to Dantian and breathe in. All right, so we're going to practice a balance movement now. Today we're going to practice the lotus kick. So we're going to shift over to one side, that shallow arc. Bring the hands up, cradling the heart center. Bring that other leg up. Keep the spine from curling. So you want to be upright. And then as you exhale, kick forward. And come down. Shift over. Inhale, come up with the other leg. And exhale, down. So you want to be slow and deliberate with this movement. If you go through it quickly, you can miss the balance enhancing properties that this does. This really is a challenge to the balance and the musculature. Now, what this is, usually we wouldn't step back to the side, we would step forward, and this comes out of the Peking set form. And sometimes, it's a move that I've often overlooked. It comes out after the wild horse rears, which looks more impressive. Step down, shift over, inhale, come up. Step down, shift over, inhale, and come up. One more time, shift over, inhale, come up, exhale. And why I say I looked over it is, becoming aware of the spine and how much you're curving it or, allowing it to collapse in on itself as you do. You can do lots of these movements without an awareness of the spine. But then you're not properly engaging your core muscles. And also, sounds like the dog has found something. Hey, puppy, hush. Someone must be walking by. So this is a good time to take a sip of something and if he continues to bark, I'll have to let him out the back, but that's okay. Let's also check, see and make sure the audio is everybody able still to hear me? Everything going well? Hopefully. So that's the warm-up portion, and then we're going to go straight into our Qigong. So this series is, this is a series of 5. And so the first one's a Qi Raiser, the second one's a Qi Balancer, the third one's a Qi Raiser, the fourth one's a Qi Balancer, and then the fifth one does a little bit of both. So it can be considered its own workout. So that's really important to be aware of. This is a full workout, and if you move slowly with it, it can be also a meditation. Audio is perfect. Great. Well, then that means it's time for me to take one more sip, and we'll get started. It's so nice to have somebody who's live on there, because then I know. I don't have to sit here and I'm like, can you hear me? So for our first exercise, it's sun palm and earth palm. So one of the things to make this a little bit more deep in the practice, first off, your sun palm is a palm face up towards the sky, towards the sun. Your earth palm is palm face down towards the ground. Now these two switch during the form. It's actually part of the form that you smile with your eyes, and you smile to the sun palm. And of course they switch, so really bringing in that sort of positive emotion and adding that into the exercise is important. If you're just not feeling it today, that's okay. Just breathe. Don't fake positive emotion. Just if you have some sort of gratitude or feeling that you can smile about, add it into the exercise. So we're going to start with our right hand out as the sun palm. our left hand out as the earth palm. If you get mixed up during this, it's not a deal breaker. So as we inhale, we're going to shift our weight to our right leg. Turn the waist to the left, bring the hands beside the head. And as you exhale, press down, fingertips touching, over the left leg. Now, I'm not going down very far. I'm going to maybe mid-thigh, and that's all you need to do. As you inhale, the arms split. The left hand becomes the sun palm. You can smile into that sun palm. Left hand is the earth palm. Shift to the left. Turn the waist to the right. Exhale, and now press down over the right leg. This is a nice gentle stretch for the lower back. Inhale up. The right hand is the sun palm. The left hand is the earth palm. Shift to the right. Turn to the left. And exhale. Press down. Inhale, come up, left hand sun palm. Right hand earth palm, shift to the left, turn to the right, and exhale. Press down. Inhale, up, right hand sun palm. Left hand earth palm, shift to the right, turn to the left, exhale. And press down. Inhale up, left hand sun palm. Right hand earth palm, shift to the left, turn to the right, exhale. Press down. Inhale up. Right hand sun palm, left hand earth palm, shift to the right, turn to the left, exhale. And press down. Inhale up. Left hand sun palm, right hand earth palm, shift to the left, turn to the right, exhale, and press down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, turn and press down. Make this smooth and gentle. Inhale, left hand sun palm. Shift to the left, turn to the right, exhale, and press down. Inhale, up, right hand sun palm. Left hand earth palm, shift to the right, turn to the left. Exhale and press down. Inhale up, left hand sun palm. Right hand earth palm, shift to left, turn to the right, exhale. Press down once more to each side, going as slow as you can go. Inhale up, right hand sun palm. Exhale. Inhale, left hand sun palm. Exhale. Inhale, come up and back to center. All right, so that's a nice gentle chi raiser. My palms are nice and warm, which is nice. So that's our gentle chi raiser. It's really nice. It's got a great gentle, and I mean, this is the nice thing about that is a very gentle stretch of the lower back. One of the things you want to make sure is that you don't lock any of your joints when you do this. You don't overextend. You actually get less of a stretch that way than if you kind of, hold back a bit. That creates more tension with that press down, and you feel that nice gentle pull in the lower back. All right. Now let's come into ball holding. Our first chi balancer of the series is Tiger Plays with Ball. And it's a very simple movement. As you exhale, you're going to come down the center line of the body. When the top hand reaches down to you, it's going to turn face up. The lower hand comes out to the side, and you inhale and you come back up. Now there's really two ways you can do this with in relationship to heat. If you are overheated or too hot, whether it's due to external weather or your own internal chemistry, you do sort of that open mouth If you're trying to conserve heat, however, you have the tip of your tongue up against the roof of your mouth as you breathe out, and that preserves the heat of the breath and pushes it back in towards the body. So do as you will with that. Now, as we come up again, this time when we come down, we're going to look across the shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, look across the other shoulder as you come down. And now we're going to add a turn from the waist as we do this. So exhale, come down, turn. Inhale up. So we've basically added the twisted weight shift from the beginning of our routine to this exercise involving the whole body and the movement. Now, you don't have to do this. You can just do the arm movements and get some of the benefits from this. I particularly like doing the whole body in the movement. And it just feels better to me. But if that confuses you or it makes you not want to do it, then do the other way. Just do the arms. Or do the arms with the look across the shoulder. So, if you have the concern that you're doing it wrong, I would say don't worry about it. And in fact, I tell my students this in class all the time that say they don't want to practice outside of class time because they're afraid they'll do the form wrong and then it'll be harder for them to learn it the right way. But it's actually the opposite. I tell them do it wrong, and anything I see we can correct in class. But if you don't practice outside of, the live stream workouts, just once a month or whenever I put up a video, you're not going to develop the muscle memory for these exercises and for this practice. Class is for instruction and a reminder and, to come together and share a collective intention of practicing. But much of the power is in your own personal practice. That's where you'll see the benefits. Inhale up. And exhale. Now this could be, some people think, oh, this is really easy. And it is. But the slower you move with this particular exercise, the more difficult it becomes to manage everything. To make sure that the turn is in sync with the arms. To make sure that the weight shift goes with the breath. In short, to make sure that nothing is moving ahead of anything else. And that there's no strain. On this. And that you don't tense up. A lot of times we'll tense up or hold back or freeze. And this often we'll feel, is also a response that we have to stresses in our lives. So, being present and staying with that and moving through is sometimes difficult, but ultimately leads to a better outcome with the exercise and how our body is functioning. And if our body is functioning well, our minds have an easier time as well. So let's take a sip before we move into our next series, which is a very strong chi raiser. You always want to stay hydrated when you're practicing, particularly because a lot of our exhalation is done through the mouth, and when we exhale through the mouth, we lose a lot of moisture. So I always have water nearby when I'm practicing. All right. So for our next trick, dipping and splashing. And you know what? Once this video, this live stream is processed, I can go back and I can drop cards for each of the instructional videos for each one of these movements. If you want to have that, you know, if you want to just go in Spotlight and look at those. So we're going to start with our hands, palms face up at our waist. You know, feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knees, aligning the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead, our basic stance. And now as we inhale, we're going to shift your weight to your right leg. Turn the waist to the left, and as you exhale, scoop down the outside of the left leg, going only as far as is comfortable. Inhale, bring the hands together, come across the body at a diagonal, come up over the head. Exhale, make as if you're splashing the face with water and sink down slightly from the hips. Inhale, bring the hands together in prayer at the chest. And exhale, give a slight bow from the hips. Inhale, hands to the side. Now shift to the left. Turn to the right with just the waist, and exhale, scoop down the outside of the right leg. You want to keep your feet planted for this exercise. Inhale, hands together, come across the body up over the head. Exhale, splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest. And exhale, slight bow. Hands to the side, shift to the right, turn to the left, and exhale, scoop down the outside of the left leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body up over the head. Exhale, splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale, slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the left, turn the waist to the right. Exhale, and now scoop down the right leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body up over the head. Exhale, splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale, slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the right, turn to the left, and exhale, scoop down the left side. Inhale, hands together, come across the body up over the head. Exhale, splash the face and sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest. And exhale, slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the left, turn to the right, and exhale, scoop down over the right leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body up over the head. Exhale, splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest. And exhale, slight bow. Keep your head up as you do the bow. It's from the hips. Inhale, shift to the right, turn to the left, and exhale, slowly scoop down. Inhale, hands together, come across the body, up over the head. Exhale. Splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the left, turn to the right, and exhale, scoop down. Inhale, bring the hands together, come across the body, up over the head. Exhale, splash the face as you sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest, and exhale. Slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the right, turn to the left, and exhale. Scoop down the left leg. Inhale, come up. Cross the body over the head. Splash the face. Sink down. Inhale, hands to the chest. And exhale. Slight bow. Inhale, hands to the side, shift to the left, turn to the right. And exhale, scoop down the right leg. Inhale, hands together, come across the body, up over the head. Exhale, scoop down, splash the face. Inhale, hands to the chest. And exhale, slight bow. Now let's do one to each side as slow as we can. So usually I practice that one until I feel my palms warm up or I get a line of perspiration at my hairline, or I start to get warm up there. This is a very strong chi razor. It works with kidney chi, which is very powerful. Oh, my hands are nice and warm as I just put them on my lower back. So that feels really good right now. This diagonal lift that we're doing is really helpful for the lower back and loosening there. And my teacher used to say the muscles massage the kidneys as we do that diagonal lift. So it's not so far as how far we go down, but it's really the lift up. And if you just get below your waist and do the diagonal lift up, you're still doing a nice stretch and working those muscles in a particular way that is very good for you. All right, so that was a very powerful chi raiser. We're going to follow it up with a nice chi balancer. We're going to again come into a ball holding position. This one's slightly different. You know, tiger plays with ball is more eye level and then solar plexus. This is more like heart level and dantian. So this is middle dantian and lower dantian, and that's kind of where we want to be. And you want to place your attention in between the palms, so that space that's like midway between them. Because as we exhale, we're going to turn to one side and press behind with both hands, just gently. And then inhale, gather up another ball. You want to keep the shoulders relaxed. Inhale as we come towards the center line of the body. And exhale, press behind now, the other side. Inhale, gathering up a ball, drifting towards the center. And exhale, press to the side. Inhale, gathering up the ball, relax your shoulders. And exhale, press behind. Inhale, gathering up a ball. Try not to rush through this movement and also to keep the shoulders relaxed. If you find yourself speeding up or holding in some, use that relaxed fire breath, the ha sound. Inhale towards the center, keep the shoulders relaxed. And exhale, press behind. Inhale across. And exhale behind. And it really does help to put your awareness down midway between those two hands. Helps to keep your shoulders down. Inhale towards the center. Exhale, press behind. Inhale towards the center. Exhale, press behind. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Relax your shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's take a sip. We'll check to see if there's any questions or comments. Let's go here. Good. So the last exercise in this particular series, the one we just did is called opening and closing the gate. And it's a very simple movement, and a lot of people struggle with it because it's a very simple movement and they want to kind of jump ahead. And what it teaches us, besides, just moving chi from side to side of the body, is to stay present, to not skip ahead to the future, not think behind the past, but to be present and to devote our full attention to what we're doing, which is very challenging for many people, myself included. It's probably the Qigong I practice the least and I practice it more because I teach it. So teaching has actually made me better at it. But it's a nice, after we've gone, our dipping and splashing and really raise heat, it really moves that from one side. And it's also nice because it focuses at the heart level. Most of our stuff prior to this exercise has been very lower dantian in the sacral area. And so this last one that we're going to do, push-pull, which is also a chi raiser and a chi balancer, once again focuses more on the upper torso. Now, what we're going to do with this is we're going to add a little something extra to it. So, we are going to add the elemental breaths. So, we're going to go through the healing sounds. There's 6 of them, the 5 elemental breaths, and then the triple warmer sound. We're going to go metal, water, wood, fire, earth, and then triple warmer. So, metal is that hissing. Water is choo, choo. Wood is shh, the shushing sound. Fire is the ha. We've been doing the ha sound a lot to slow ourselves down. Earth is hoo or ho. And the triple warmer is he. So he, that long E sound. And that's going to correspond with each of these. So I'll tell you what we're doing and you'll also hear it. So we'll start with our feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knees, aligning the pelvis, the sternum, and the forehead. Now it's called push-pull because we're going to be pushing and pulling our hand back and forth. Now as we inhale, we're going to pull the left hand to the chest. Exhale, push it forward with the metal sound. Inhale, pull it back. Exhale, push it forward again. Inhale, pull it back. And one more time, exhale. Push forward. Now inhale, as we pull back, we're going to bring the right hand behind the left wrist. And exhale, push forward with the water sound. Choo. Inhale, pull back in. Exhale, the water sound. Choo. Inhale, pull back in. Exhale. Choo. Inhale, pull in and turn the waist to the left. Exhale, push both hands out to both sides with the wood sound. Shh, the shushing sound. Inhale, pull both hands back in towards the chest. Exhale, push out again. Shh, with both sides. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, push out to both sides. Shh. Inhale, pull in and look beyond the left shoulder. Press out with the left with the fire sound. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in and turn the waist, the front. Now as we exhale, we're going to push to the left and the earth sound. Hoo. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in. And now we're going to press out to both sides with the triple warmer sound. Inhale, pull in. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, bring the hands down and then up the center line. Exhale and just press down the center. Great. Now we're going to do the other side. So inhale, pull the right hand to the chest. Exhale, the metal sound. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, that metal sound. Inhale, pull in. And exhale. Inhale, left hand behind the right wrist. Exhale, press both forward with the water sound. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in and turn the waist to the right. Exhale, push out to both sides with the wood sound. Shh. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Shh. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Shh. Can't remember if that was 2 or 3, but we'll just do it one more time just in case. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, shh. If it was 1 extra, it won't hurt us. Inhale, pull in, look behind with the right shoulder. Exhale, press out with the right with the fire sound. Inhale, pull in. Exhale, inhale, pull in. Exhale, press out. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in and turn the waist to the front. Now the earth sound as we press out with the right. Inhale, pull in and press out to both sides with the triple warmer. Inhale, pull in. Exhale. Inhale, pull in. Inhale down and then up. And exhale. Push down. Now, that's the series, the series of 5. If you do this series and you practice it, usually my problem is that I have a set practice time, and I have to practice so many things so that I don't forget anything. Like, I haven't practiced this form in a while. I should practice that so I don't forget it. Is if you set yourself really open time and give yourself enough time to practice this and practice them very slowly and very methodically, you can feel remarkably different at the end. A lot of times there's a sense of calm. I'm much calmer than when I started the stream. So this is really good for bringing the body back to a calm, centered state. There are other forms that do that as well, but this also does a lot of muscle work. So if you're tight in areas, it also does that. It also deepens the breath. So this series does so much, and that's one of the reasons why I keep coming back to it. And it's some of the first ones that I learned. So let me go ahead and get set up for our seated practice. And we're going to switch. I'm going to turn these overheads off so we can have a more mellow light, which works for when I'm sitting close, but not as much as when I am back there, which I'm also going to I'm going to play with, because I prefer this sort of gentle lighting than the harsh overheads. So we've played with that last standing practice, the last movement, I should say, with the healing sounds and the 5 elements. So I would really like us to work with the elements, again, in the body, in their different collection points. And I may sit back just a little bit. Of course, the dog has seen something outside. Hopefully won't be barking up a storm while we're in our seated Qigong. So, the collection points for the different elements in the body. And the reason this is important is that these are also associated, the elements are associated with seasons as well. The water element, which is at lower dantian, is where the collection point usually is, or around that area. The water pearl, which is a nice deep blue. And then over on the right side, so opposite the way it appears on the screen for you, right tucked under that rib cage is the liver, and that has that emerald pearl for the wood element. Center of the chest, kind of the fire pearl, the red pearl, you know. And then we go down to where the spleen is. I'm roughly guessing on this left side. It's over here somewhere. The yellow or gold earth pearl. And then on the descending colon, that sort of white pearl, which is for the metal element. Now, these go through the cycle of seasons. So we've got, the blue pearl, winter, green pearl, spring, red pearl, summer, yellow pearl, that earth pearl, which is kind of that space between summer and fall, where we've got the nice kind of hot days, but kind of temperate evenings, right as the leaves are just starting to edge into coloring. And then, of course, autumn, and then back to winter. And so this is the what they call the generative cycle, that movement through. And it's also a way to kind of fuse those elements and make sure they're working together. So we're just going to breathe into each one of them in turn until we come back to the center, and then we're just kind of merge them in the center at the end. So just breathe deeply, and if you want, you can close your eyes. But we're going to start in the cycle, because right now we're here where we are. We're in winter. So we're going to breathe into that water pearl, that choo. Exhale the water sound. Inhale. Exhale. Choo. Inhale. And exhale. Choo. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Choo. And now let's move up to the green pearl, the wood pearl, on the right side of your torso, just tucked under that rib cage. And we're going to breathe in that wood energy, that energy of spring and green growing things, and exhale the shh sound. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And exhale. And now let's bring our attention to the center of the chest, to that brilliant red pearl, the fire pearl. Inhaling. Exhaling the sound. Inhale. And exhale. Sound. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then move our attention down to the collection point for the earth pearl, that yellow pearl, the spleen area. And as we inhale, concentrating the chi in that area. Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And now down on the descending colon, that white pearl for metal. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. And then just breathe through that whole cycle. Just inhale. And exhale. Now we're going to move the earth pearl into the navel. And bring the fire and water pearl together there. Or at least pulling from each one of them. And then bring the metal, pulling the metal and wood energies into that center in that earth. And now we're going to expand from the earth pearl out, encapsulating the body and exhaling, compacting back into the navel. Inhale, encompassing. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And now just breathe deeply for a moment. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. All right. So that is just one way to work with the elements. There's lots of different ways of working with the 5 elements in the body. And it's good, just like we did our Qigong practice, our standing Qigong, our sitting Qigong practice can also do things too. And working with, the muscles and loosening and all, that's great. And getting heat distributed evenly, that's good too. And also then balancing the 5 elements in the body and empowering the different areas and having them come together to fuse is another set practice. So let's bring our left hand palm face up. Inhale, circled in towards the chest. Down and around, exhale, bring it in towards the heart. Thank you so much for joining me today, or whenever you're watching this. If you'd like to support what I do, there are links down below, or should be, to my website, to PayPal. You can also support me on Patreon, become one of my patrons. There's 3 levels of support, starting at $3 a month for just the Tai Chi support, and then the next one up is $5. You get added to things like my monthly teleconferences, prayer list, and then the $25 a month one, which you get sessions with. You get like a mini session with me on top of all that too. So until next time, peace and blessings.